So for those newly joining and new to the Shatterpoint community, Shatterpoint is an action RPG multiplayer game. Shatterpoint game takes place in the Shatterpoint universe, which is filled with all of these interesting environments and portals, which players can jump from and to reach all of these different environments and explore all of those worlds. What's unique is that maybe before the uniqueness, Shatterpoint game is built primarily for mobile platforms. So we will be launching both iOS and Google Play stores in the new year, and the gameplay takes some inspiration from Diablo, for those who are aware. So as in traditional RPG games, you get to create an avatar, and that avatar is actually your hero. So we actually have basic heroes, free-to-play heroes, we have NFT heroes, and then we have founder heroes. And that avatar slash hero can be taken through all of these different experiences and worlds, which you can all explore with your hero, and you get to level him up, progress through different campaign modes, skirmish modes, or PvP modes, trying to get stronger, grinding for equipment slash resources which make you stronger, while also unlocking abilities which make your playstyle unique. And the interesting fact is that Shatterpoint has a unique mechanic installed in the game called the shattering. So shattering automatically resets the Shatterpoint universe each season. Seasons are yet to be scheduled, but around 1 to 2 months period. And the shattering takes place and resets the entire Shatterpoint environment. So what happens is that all of the free-to-play and NFT avatars are reset from the level perspective, and everything resets back to level 1, including the entire gameplay. Although NFT avatars and their traits remain in their place, meaning that your unique playstyle, which you've unlocked while playing in Season 1, you get to keep it. So all of those who are going to receive Founder Heroes, you'll have a bit of an advantage against others in Season 1, since you'll be able to retain your unique playstyle through the trade system. And of course, as a free-to-play game, we are building on a free-to-own model. So we have uncapped quantities of NFTs, which will be distributed throughout the gameplay for free, and they will be distributed through limited challenges and achievements. So we have different NFT asset classes coming up. So one are the heroes. We have runes, which are then used to enhance your abilities and strengths. And finally, we have cosmetics collectibles, which allow you to retain a unique look. All of those are being distributed throughout different limited achievements, which all of you will be racing during the seasons. So it's a skill-based game. Everybody has an equal chance, and the best gameplay wins assets which carry monetary value with them. So really excited, looking forward to getting the game launched in closed alpha this January. And of course, the Founder NFT Mint, which is coming up in 2 days on Magic Eden. So we'll be the first project built on Polygon to mint on Magic Eden. So woohoo! That's something exciting and to be proud of. So hopefully it goes really well. But maybe let's go then through some of the questions which our community had asked throughout the week.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you. Thanks for the intro. And hi everyone. So I'm Alex. I'm a writer, and I will be in the chat trying to answer any questions we don't get through today. So we will be around and accessible, but we're going to try to answer all your questions, and if we have time, we will actually invite someone to come up and ask one. And in your wonderful introduction, you actually kind of nailed question 6, but I think I that will happen sometimes, right? And it's probably worth talking about a bit more as we get to it. So I'll go through these in the order I've received them, but we can keep it conversational and things. And also, before we start, because our first question is about the benefits that NFT holders will get. The Founders Collection does have some specific benefits, and the whitelist submission process for Magic Eden is open right now. You can all go and do that if you've received your whitelist role, which I believe the last few are in the process of being issued. So people should check for their roles, and if they've received their roles, go and submit addresses to Magic Eden. There is instructions on our Medium that we can sure you all have seen. But that's something that you can all do right now. We'll issue a couple of reminders, including one at the end. Okay, so as we get started.
So Alex,
Yeah.
sorry, just to jump in, I just wanted to also make a quick note to everybody who are still waiting for their whitelist roles to be assigned. Please stay, like, big apologies from personally myself and the entire team, as our team has been working around the clock to get confirmations from all of the collabs which you ran, and also to assign all of those roles. So please bear with us. We're working around the clock to get those roles assigned. Those roles will be assigned in time to make sure that the whitelist submission takes place and we all happily mint out the Founder NFT collection. So that's in progress, working through. If you didn't still have, if you still didn't receive your whitelist role on your profile, but you want it, bear with us. It will be assigned.
There's no need to open a ticket. We're aware. We're working on it, and it should all happen very soon. Okay, so question 1 for Ben. The NFT holder benefits. Now, I wonder if we could highlight the difference between founder and non-founder NFTs, as it didn't specifically say for founders. So let's try to cover off all NFTs.
Sure. So starting first, like, founder NFTs are playable avatars which you receive in the game. So we are all this, like, we are the same playable avatars as everybody will be receiving in the game as the basic avatar hero, which everybody gets to create when we download the game. Although this founder NFT collection is unique to itself. So this is a way to say thank you to the entire early community and early supporters who have been with us from day one, as we are creating this limited 3,333 quantity collection to be distributed back to our early supporters of the same founder, of the same hero NFTs, which will be playable in the game, although they are unique in appearance. We grant you access into the closed alpha and all of the other open betas in the game. Probably one thing to note is that I've already mentioned we will be distributing NFTs in larger quantities as the game scales to the entire user base which we onboard. So founder NFTs will have guaranteed future NFT airdrops back to them. So we'll be giving back to the founder NFT collectors as we scale the game and as we onboard millions of players into this game. In addition to the more rare traits, which the founder heroes will unlock in addition to their appearance. So those traits are related to the abilities and playstyle. Traits are coming in different rarities, different categories of common, uncommon, rare, like common, uncommon, rare, and unique. So founder heroes will have a chance to receive better in-game rare traits. In addition to a bunch of in-game and out-of-game perks. So founder heroes will have access, lifetime access to all of the paid tournaments and paid special events. We'll have access to the founder NFT VIP Discord, where you'll be able to meet the team, which is behind the game. You'll be able to get sneak peeks on early announcements 24 hours before they will be announced to the wider community, and all of the other exciting information to be shared, including detailed one-on-one AMAs, and of course advantage to get your feedback into the game development, and of course not forgetting that Founder Heroes as we mint out like in couple of days will also evolve in mysterious ways. That's something we're not telling you, but we cannot. So make sure that you check your founder NFT upon you mint, because there's something secret hidden within that. And I'm just gonna leave it there. We're gonna evolve in mysterious ways, and very dynamic. And in what ways and how, we cannot tell you yet, but you will all find out. And this is gonna be something exciting, which we will all experience as we go into the closed alpha.
So I can't say anything either other than it's cool. And I like cool things. Gamers like cool things, and this is cool. Like people don't. It's not even cool to say cool anymore, is it? But I like cool stuff. I'm sure everybody's gonna love what's coming. Awesome. Okay, thank you. So yeah, enormous benefit and value to holding Founders Collection Hero, and it's a free mint. So awesome. Swiftly on to question 2. Would you please explain Quantus? And if it's a bit like energy in other games where like you have a set amount to play per day and then it recharges, or you pay to recharge it. I think we could probably rephrase that question a little bit into how much can I play Shatterpoint if I want in a day? You know, so that's kind of a little bit. Can you describe Quantus? Also, if there's like an energy system in a game.
Sure. So maybe a few things to take away. Starting first with the energy system, which it's not existing in the game. So like we don't have an energy system which stops you from playing, from earning like NFT rewards, if such. It's a free-to-play game, and this game is built around engaging gameplay and engaging experiences. So that's what that's what we're focusing on. Speaking about Quantus and the resource and its origin, so the Quantus as a resource, it interconnects the entire Shatterpoint universe. So the reason why everybody is chasing to earn Quantus in the game, and you need to spend Quantus in the game to become stronger, is because Quantus is that resource which actually has something to do with that entire shattering effect and reset based on the lore. And Karluk, which is this figure which guides you in this game all across, and it has been guiding you across our social networks, has actually mastered the way on how to extract Quantus, which allows him to survive the shattering effects. And all of the heroes which he has assembled as part of his journey to try and survive the shattering effect, or working with him to try and become stronger and become quicker against everybody else in the gameplay, get as much Quantus as possible, reach top positions, get NFT assets on a first come first serve basis in order to try and survive the shattering effect. So that's the entire explanation behind the Quantus resource, and Quantus will be available in the game to be used and to be grinded on multiple areas. Although I want to highlight that Quantus is not going to be tradable. So Quantus won't be an off-chain resource. It's going to be it won't be on-chain. It's going to be off-chain resource. So Quantus won't be listed. The only earning aspect in the game is going to be through the NFTs angle, which will carry monetary value within them.
Awesome. Yeah. So Quantus is more of an in-game resource for doing things rather than needing to spend it to actually play the game, as people will have seen in some mobile games. So you can play many levels in one go, as I did yesterday in the bath, which is awesome. Okay, so to question 3. For long-term holders of the NFTs, will there be like staking, or we've kind of answered this through the airdrop thing, but will there be more utility to long-term holders of the NFTs?
At the moment, we are not introducing any staking modules after the mint straight away, although staking is explored more through the Shatterpoint token, which will launch at a later stage. So yeah, answering to your question, yes, we have foreseen staking, but not through the NFTs angle. But just highlighting about long-term benefits of NFT holders is that founder NFT holders collection will receive all of those additional future NFT airdrops. So we have additional NFT airdrops, NFTs, which we're introducing in the game, and we will be continuously introducing in the game as we'll be launching season 2, season 3, and so on. So all of those NFTs will be always distributed back proportionally through the founder heroes. So we will always receive something because we have been with us from day one. Although the rest will be competing on for limited achievements in the gameplay. So that's kind of like the key benefit of owning a founder NFT and minting one on Thursday.
Cool. Okay. And will the NFTs on the launch pad, in this instance, the founders collection, oh, has my mic gone?
At the moment, but we can hear you right now.
Give me. I'll repeat that. So, will the NFTs on the launchpad have rarity?
So NFTs will be minted as one of the 5 heroes. So you don't know which hero you'll be getting, but you'll be getting 1 out of 5 available at the moment. And rarity will come through a few ways. So rarity will come through dynamic evolution of the NFT. Again, I can't tell you what and how. You will all just have to experience it all together as we will be going into Friday post mint and so on. Some of the NFTs will evolve. There will be needed actions from you in order to evolve them. How, what, you will all find out. I think we'll be dropping some hints before the mint, closer to mint. So keep an eye out. And then, of course, those founder NFTs have our playable avatars. So in the game, you unlock traits, and traits make you unique. And each trait you unlock carries out different playstyles and different buffs, and also different rarity. Though that rarity is yet unknown because you'll be playing with those NFTs to unlock that rarity. So you actually don't even yet know how rare it will be during the gameplay, because you'll have to play with it during the game to find out its true rarity. And everybody will be playing with those once we drop the game in the new year. So yes, rarity will be given to them, and rarity will first evolve as those NFTs will evolve somehow, visually maybe. I don't know. And then of course once the game launches, we're gonna have additional like traits which you will unlock as you will start playing the game, and those traits might be like unique or legendary, which will really make you 1 out of 100,000 out there. So you still don't know on that true rarity, but visual rarity will apply.
Yeah, okay. So I think we can actually tackle some of the other questions whilst we talk. One is, will Shatterpoint have its own marketplace? And another is, how is the game economy sustainable? So I wonder if, as we're talking about rarity, we can talk about how that rarity will actually evolve over time, and player supply and demand comes into play in the economy. Can you talk about that a little bit?
I think starting with the marketplace, we will have a Shatterpoint marketplace like under Blog Games. So Blog Games is going to be releasing a marketplace with the Shatterpoint branding, where players will be able to transact on it. So the way we all like the reason why it's going to be it's going to be by the way available outside of the mobile game. So you will need to access it through a URL or a website link. Regulations introduced by iOS and Play Store. But the way we are thinking is that marketplace is an integral part of the game and of the game's economy. That's where you're all trading all of those NFT assets, which the entire user base is competing for, introducing more NFT assets into the game. So the model in which we are building Shatterpoint is to have free-to-play base, which can then onboard users through engaged gameplay, fun gameplay, and then in addition, distribute all of those NFT assets for free to the player base through limited achievements, first come, first serve basis, and then there's economy behind those assets, which everybody then is trading for. So we have different categories of assets, which we're right now introducing in the beginning, right now at least, which we have for closed alpha and open beta. We will be introducing more assets as we'll be growing, but part of the model which we are building the game on, we believe that economy needs to be economy is the base for achieving a sustainable like web-free gaming model. And the whole way on why we are introducing and distributing those assets for free is part of the reason that we want to make trading experiences, and we want to allow people to be able to receive monetary rewards by being good in the game and by using your skill. And people will be only to do that only if we have a strong economy to support their gameplay, or at least we're designing the game systems to support that game economy. But also take a note here that we're building for the masses. So yes, we are right now the early supporters who are big believers of Web3 and how Web3 like works and scales. But majority of the gamers and population out there playing games, they don't care which chain this game is built on. They also don't care what is the wallet or what is an NFT. All we want to do is we want to experience the benefits of uh, experience the benefits and additional experiences in the game, uh, rather than educate and learn about how to use blockchain and stuff. So we're working with that mindset in mind, that we need to create hides all of the blockchain parts almost invisibly. So when users sign up into the game, we are creating them custodial wallets. And we allow them to play the game straight away. And we won't even call assets as NFTs in the game. We're going to call them, in other words, like tradable assets, or more like collectibles, which would be more perceived better from the wider audience who are coming in to play this game, to play the Shatterpoint game. In this way, making it easier for us to onboard them into the whole Web3 narrative. And of course, marketplace being more outside of the game, although it won't have any gas fees which you'll need to pay for. It's going to be almost like a Web 2.5 experience, where you can transact those assets among other players, use a credit card or on-ramp solutions, and not even understand that there is blockchain technology underneath that. But that's the way how we go and we onboard, like millions of players into the Shatterpoint game and other games which Blog Games is publishing.
Okay, so lots of Web3 goodness there, and if people would like to learn more about that, they can. But let's talk back on the game now. So I saw a great question earlier that I really like, because I'm not sure I think we've covered it a little bit, but it would be great to recap. What exactly will people be able to do in game in both the closed alpha and the open beta?
Basically, closed alpha, that's the initial core loop which we've designed the Shatterpoint game to be, which we're launching in January. So closed alpha is the core of the game, which we're bringing to the limited player base to test out gameplay loop and stuff. So game is going to be playable. Game is going to be available both for Android and iOS. And the goal of the closed alpha will be for us to collect feedback. So we'll be working very closely with the community and with high quality testers. So the community are founder NFTs. In addition, we're going to have some high quality testers who are big gamers and have been playing mobile similar segment games for a while to build, get as much feedback as possible in order for us to shift something in case something is not working. So some of the mechanics which we have mentioned, they might get adjusted slightly, or they might get rebalanced, or they might get deleted, and we will be introducing new mechanics. And the reason why we'll be doing that, because like data matters, and we can only create a very top grossing and popular game only with the feedback of the players who we are all creating this game for. So we can have we can have we can have all of the ideas which we want to develop and create for the game, but if the majority of the players don't like it, what's the reason for building it all out? So closed alpha for us is more of a check-in, like, hey, are we on the right track? If you're not, what do we need to change it? So that's where closed alpha will come in, more from the feedback angle. And then we're going to have like 2 to 3 months of adjustments, and then we go into March. So March is where we go into open beta. Open beta is where we know that the core loop is strong, it's working, the game is engaging, it's fun, and that's where we start testing more and more features which we're introducing in the game and around our core gameplay loop to make this game, like fantastic, more engaging. Introduced various reward systems. That's where we start minting out NFTs for the player base, since we start opening up additional regions. As we scale the game. So closed alpha is going to be like limited, and this like access will be distributed very much manually. You'll need to have a link to play it, while open beta is going to be already listed on App Store and Google Play, but for limited regions, as we'll open up countries one by one, and we will start really getting data from the masses. Why do we need to do that? Is because we need to make sure, like all of us we can be very biased on what's happening in the gameplay, and we can say that like we really enjoy it, and because we have been supporting this game from the beginning, we might make decisions, we might not make right decisions, which the data might be telling us from open beta, where we have like random people coming in which are non-biased, and we have then and they can then share like proper experiences back onto the game, or at least we can see from the data what's working and what's not. So it's additional check, which then is one step away from the global launch, which allows us to check in on those gameplay experiences, make sure that everything is up and ready, like seasonality is in, balancing is in, like last week's A/B tests are being completed, and then we know that, okay, iterations have been finalized. That's the moment where we can click a global launch button, and we go out and we launch the game globally. So yeah, really, like that's kind of like the process in which we're taking, and founder heroes will be part of this entire process. So probably one thing to take into account is that we're here building a game for the masses, and like founder heroes will always be rewarded from that perspective, as we'll be scaling and we'll be onboarding Web2 gamers into the game, and that will start with closed alpha. So really excited for that.
Okay, and the next question is how we intend to attract those more traditional gamers. But just before that, to manage expectations around the content of closed alpha and open beta, am I right in thinking it's the first world? Are we able to talk about, for instance, whether they can fight a boss or each other?
Closed alpha is basically our core loop. So we have all of the gameplay modes. We have PvE, campaign. PvE is skirmish, like which more refer to dungeon for grinding, and then we have the PvP gameplay mode, which is then used for entering death matches in teams or in one versus one type of mode. And then we have, of course, leaderboards and stuff built around. Then we have the ability system, equipment items, trades system, and so on, all of the heroes. But yes, limited to one world content. So that's closed alpha. It sounds like this, we are not adding much more. Why? Because we are right now out there, testing core mechanics and making sure that we have everything in place, which we then can use to grow on, or if we need to change something core in the core of the gameplay, in the core of the gameplay, or as part of the core loop, and then after making those adjustments, go then more into open beta, where we have then multiple worlds coming on board, and then we're scaling and we're introducing even more mechanics on top. Which direction we're gonna go, I cannot tell you yet, because only the data will tell. So that's the approach. But I can assure you it's gonna be fun, and we're gonna have some leaderboards and rewards, and our experiences in the closed alpha, which we will all be playing together. So exciting.
Wonderful. Okay. So final couple of questions. We've gone a little bit over time, but I think we can keep going. How can late adopters catch up with progress?
Late adopters are the ones who are entering like the game later, right? So or entering the gameplay. Takeaway is that if you like founder NFT collection, yes, we're like let's take more like from the timeline that we're minting out the founder NFT collection. So we're minting it out on Thursday. Those who don't get a chance to mint, we will have 500 founder NFTs distributed in mysterious ways, and we will be surfing the internet. So people will be able to find them through various experiences, which will be available post-mint. What are those experiences? I cannot tell you, but I can say that those who didn't get a chance to mint, you will still be able to find a founder hero NFT. And people will be searching for where there will be hints alongside. And then we go into the closed alpha. So closed alpha is where we release the game. We have initial experiences. Founder heroes can connect into the game and access it. But once we move more into the open beta, that's where we start onboarding like Web2 gamers, like in bigger quantities. So people who didn't have a chance to mint on the founder hero, we are right now, like playing in the game. So we are creating an avatar, or we are competing for a basic hero NFT avatar, and win against each other through achievements mechanic. So everybody can like chase up and compete against each other for those NFTs, which will be distributed for free, and that's the approach. If you want to be part of the founders, we either mint on Thursday, or we will have to engage in various post-mint experiences, which will have available founder NFTs to be claimed across. How and where, you will see.
And further out, the shattering event itself, can help newer players catch up with more established players to a certain degree, right? Cool. Okay, so we've talked about how we're onboarding traditional gamers.
So I just wanted also like to add a quick note, which Alex you made around the shattering effect. Yes, shattering resets the entire gameplay. So once we have this reset taking place throughout each season, everybody gets a chance to like start from zero and compete for like for new rewards and based on new content which we introduce in that new season. But one unique thing about like you engaging in the previous season is that you get to keep all of the existing resources which you've won like as NFTs in the previous game in the previous season, or you have bought from others and so on. So you get to keep your resources, although you're competing in a new season again against a bunch of fresh meat. Although fresh meat always have a chance to speed up because this game is built on skill. So if you're good and if you will know how to use well your skill and construct your avatar in unique ways through abilities, you'll be able to reach interesting playing styles and compete against much stronger players in the gameplay.
Like new people are going to come on that are way better than me. I was only able to beat the first boss by unlocking the shadow step ability, which is awesome. But okay, so we've got a couple of reminders to give to people. Ben, do you have 5 minutes? We'll let someone come and ask a question, or shall we wrap up?
No, let's do it. So we have still like 20 minutes. Let's go.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to allow requests from everybody. We would ask kindly and politely that in order to maybe take 2 or 3, if people could just stick to one question, and we'll try and answer it fairly quickly. We might be able to take on 2 or 3. Okay, so we've had 3 requests come through. Oh, blimey, no, 7 requests come through based on who's got a guild, because I'm biased like that. So I'm going to invite Elegant Dream from Chartusu's guild to come and ask us a question. There's now 15 requests to speak, so feel free to post them in the forum and we'll spend some time trying to answer them later, because we won't be able to get through them all now. Hello, Elegant Dream.
Since after 2 months, like everything will be reset, how you gonna keep the player like excited to go into the next season and the next and so on?
Very good question. Nice meeting you also. So reset allows us to like reset the game, but also engage everybody to find and try to win those limited NFTs, which are distributed in limited quantities each season. So I mentioned previously hero NFTs and runes. So it's same and cosmetics. So all of those NFTs are distributed through limited challenges and achievements in the game, and those NFTs reset within each season. So basically, it's like we have monetary rewards, and on top of that, we have then seasonal and special events which take place, and of course, extending content of the game. So we have new campaigns, we have new extending lore, we have interesting, like evolving gameplay modes also extending as we grow the game. So that's more of the explanation, but mainly focused around the content wheel, and in addition to the NFT rewards which we're distributing, on which there is a full economy built behind.
Sorry, Ben, just to expound that, just to get it right. So, basically, we expect like in each season we will have a bigger game, a new content that represent that season.
Correct. So like as the game grows, we're gonna have new content being introduced from the environment's perspective, but also from the tournaments and special events perspective.
That's cool. That's really really cool. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And also, if I could add to that very quickly, I would say if you check out the uh, Medium post called the development updates, you will see that there is loot related to different worlds and things that will be super exciting for people to find and collect and discover. Okay, let's take on another question. I'm going to invite I Like to Be Dislike because I think that name is hilarious. So I'm going to invite you to speak now. Thank you very much. Hello.
Hey, good evening.
Thank you for letting me speak here. I am new here. I just wanna know, for no Shutterpoint is so busy building up its upcoming minting and gameplay. So what are those burning mechanism plan that we can trust that don't make Shutterpoint token over minting and make the token more stable?
Shatterpoint introduces as an on-chain token, tradable token. It won't be tradable. It won't be used in the game.
Sorry Ben. I'm just talking about the burning mechanism plan that we can trust Shatterpoint and don't make token over meeting.
Tokens which are introduced in the game, which then get burned, correct?
Yes.
So, like, firstly, uh, we won't have any tokens in the game which are liquid or which can be traded on exchanges. If tokens will exist only outside of the game. Why? Because we feel that this breaks the gameplay and the core loop, since people get wrong incentives and we stop playing the game, but we start thinking how to extract more of this token. So for that particular reason, we've introduced only NFTs as tradable assets in the game, where NFTs liquidity is only limited to how we design the game and what the demand for that same NFT, which the player received yesterday, is tomorrow. So that the whole economy is based on NFTs, and all of the NFTs which you receive throughout seasons, they don't get burned. So they are we get burned through other mechanisms, like runes, for example, would get burned through the merging mechanism, but heroes we never get burned. So heroes get introduced, like more and more heroes get introduced as we increase the game. Although of course, founder heroes we remain in the same quantity. And of course, additional resources which you win in the game again, they don't get burned. You get to take them over into the next season.
So those NFTs don't make an over minting like that. So we can, if the players or want them to sell, like so the price more stable.
Those NFTs don't get burned. Few of them will get burned through merging mechanisms, but more about that probably as we go into the closed alpha. So that's more around the runes, which you'll be introducing in the gameplay as an additional NFT asset class, if that makes sense.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you for your question. Anybody else?
Let's invite Taylor's id Taylor Zid from the Trevor Guild to ask their question. My computer is I think it's struggling with the sheer amount of requests coming through, so there might be a slight delay when I click stuff. But yeah, hello.
Hi, man. Love your work and saw your roadmap. I will ask that to you. Previously, it was five, five, 5,555 NFTs were there, but now you reduced to 3,333. Why? Are they will be available in future remaining?
Yes, we initially wanted to distribute 5,555 founder NFTs, but we've reduced the quantity to 3,333 to increase the rarity and have less of them distributed to the community. And we won't be introducing anymore. That's the number we're gonna stick to.
Oh,
But
thank you. In future, they will be available or not?
disappeared. Alex, what happened?
Audience, because I thought the question was over. My apologies.
Let's so if it was Taylor. So Taylor, if you were to ask a question in the general chat or in the community questions, I will answer it after the call. Apologies for kicking you off as a speaker. I will answer it after this AMA personally.
That is my mistake. And for the 20 of you still with requests, the same applies. Do send your questions in, and the team will get back to you when we can. I think we can do one more, Ben. My computer seems to be really struggling at the moment. But I want to invite, let's invite Artem Gura to ask us a question, and then that can be our last one for this session. Okay. Okay, here we go. Hello.
Artem?
Hi there. Have you got a question for us? Nope. Okay. Should we try someone else?
Or maybe we can even go through the community questions. We've seen a lot. I can maybe pick up some of them. Even I see the questions actually through with the community coming through. Should we do then a few more questions? We still have like 10 minutes to go. Alex? Wow, Discord is not really created for masses. My Discord is lagging so much with 500 plus
Yeah.
people listening in. I click a button and then I have the response in 3 or 5 seconds. Anyways, so we've seen actually like few more questions, and one question came up around the distribution of the game and how we were planning to distribute the game. So that's an interesting one, and I think it's important that all of us are aware on how we're planning and what's the distribution route. So right now, all of our actions have been primarily focused for distributing and building out the Web3 community. So we didn't really touch any traditional mature distribution channels. And right now, our angle was to perform a free mint and to give back to the community. and through that performance of the founder mint, build up the Web3 awareness of the game. And as we go into the new year for closed alpha and open betas, we will tap more into the traditional mature distribution channels. So on Block Games, we have a superstar team who have previous experience in shipping games and distributing into millions of people across the globe, primarily on mobile platforms. So we will be tapping into social media channels of Meta, Google, and of course in-app networks, where we'll be distributing our game through our game advertisings, our reward videos, and this way we'll be able to reach masses to tap and distribute Shatterpoint and grow the gaming community on that front. So that's currently the plan and the approach which we currently have ready as we will go more into the new year. But for now, the core was to build a strong Web3 base, which will become the voice and will become the core of the game economy, which will scale as we enter the new year and as we scale the game further and we start onboarding traditional gamers into the gameplay.
The questions myself on my phone, and I saw a great one about, do you think 2023 will be the time for NFT games to flourish? Which I think is a great question. So maybe you could give your thoughts on that, Ben.
Yeah, so I think like it's a good question, and one thing to take a note that game development is really extensive. Like it requires so much resources and primarily time to just create something engaging. And when you think about like AAA games, which we are not even playing in that league, those games like take years to build, and you need like hundreds of people to support the building of such a game. So from that perspective, I think we have currently a lot of strong teams building out games, which will be shipping of 2023 and more into 2024. So we will really see a pickup in volume and transactions from the NFT perspective, as games will be launching with NFTs throughout the end of 2023. And I personally know plenty of good teams. I think in total there is like 500 newly created studios building out around 2,000 games. Of course, not everybody will come out. Some of them will like miss out on funding. Some of them won't make it into the global launch. But like a fraction of that coming out is already like impacting the entire gaming industry because we're creating new content with exciting mechanics and of course interesting incentives for the community to participate in the gameplay. I'm speaking here more around the NFT rewards, which carry monetary values, because that really changes like the entire aspect, and that's the thesis why everybody is heavily investing into Web3 gaming, since there's a narrative around the ownership economy, and there's not even like I can't think of a better example of ownership economy and games, where games have for years been building on a free to play model where it would monetize like assets as JPEGs with no digital property rights, and changing and introducing this technology into the game changes like the gameplay a lot and changes everything related to that game, from distribution angle, from how we are positioning the game, changes the narrative on how the games are then being how the games become more as economies to support the gameplay and so on. And like there are a lot of interesting design systems coming out. So yeah, I'm pretty bullish on 2023.
Which is really interesting, and I think we'll certainly publish some stuff about marketing in the VIP Discord in the future. But I think part of making it more appealing should be we're creating great stuff whether there's a bull or a bear market. Like, we're going to create products and services that are so attractive, they're universally appealing at all times, whether it's red or green in the charts, right? And this is a big part of it, is gaming. Like, games are fun forever. Like, they don't just maybe you're not in the mood for it, but the game doesn't stop being fun, right? Or maybe you're just playing a bad game. Awesome. Okay, so let's wrap up, Ben, because we've probably both got calls in 2 minutes. But to reiterate, we will spend some time answering some questions. People should remember to submit their wallets to Magic Eden if they've received their whitelist roles. And I believe people should follow you and Kypros on Twitter, shouldn't they?
Yeah, so we have actually like this one whitelist giveaway, like myself and Kypros are doing. I think I've shared it in the whitelist events yesterday, in addition to the whitelist submission on Magic Eden. So those who still didn't have a chance to submit your whitelist and claim, like, submit your whitelist wallets, please do. So in time, those who didn't yet receive a whitelist role onto their Discord account, these are being worked through as we speak. So please bear with us. We will provide those roles in time for you to submit it. Yeah, be curious. Exciting things are coming around the Founder NFT evolution. Of course, firstly with the mint, and please take a note what I've said. Founder, like those who don't get a chance to mint, there will be additional Founder NFTs available to be found and claimed through various post-mint experiences over the next 3 weeks as we go into closed alpha, in addition to the whole Founder NFT mysterious evolution, which I cannot tell you what's going to happen. Aside of that, I think I'm going to do another AMA, another cool project later on Twitter Spaces of Shatterpoint. So those who are free, join in. We're going to speak about Web3 gaming and sustainable gaming. And friends, remember, Shatterpoint is a fun game. Everybody will get a chance to play it, and we're launching it in closed alpha January. So I'll see you there personally. Those who get a chance to mint, but for those who don't, I'll see you either way as we open up the game pretty soon. And stay safe. I'll see you there in the general chat and in upcoming AMAs. I think we're gonna do a few more till the mint. Tomorrow there's gonna be one by Polygon and Magic Eden. So come over there, and see you soon. Ciao. Thanks, Alex.
And we'll see you very soon. Cheers. Bye-bye now.
Bye.